Time now for the morning rush. We start with Sarah Yingling live in Northeast Albuquerque. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning, Crystal. Happening today, CrossFit gyms throughout the Albuquerque metro will honor the life of 10-year-old Victoria Martins, who was brutally murdered back in 2016. On August 24, 2016, Victoria was found dead in an apartment building on Albuquerque's west side. Now, 2 years later, after her death, area CrossFit athletes are asking CrossFit boxes and gyms to come together to celebrate her life with a memorial workout of the day. For more information on this, go to KRQE.com and click on the Always On tab.
Scattered storms and showers expected over western, central, southern New Mexico today, but this continues for some of us even on Friday. The biggest concern here will be the flooding threat under any given shower or thunderstorm. Most of these will be non-severe, so be sure to keep the umbrella around for the next couple of days. David?
Ohio State has suspended its football coach for the first 3 games of the upcoming season. Urban Meyer is being punished for his handling of a domestic abuse case involving one of his assistants. The school's trustees said Meyer mismanaged the situation but did not condone or cover up the actions of his assistant coach.
No information for you this morning. The man accused of murdering a missing Iowa college student was working in the U.S. under a fake ID. Cristian Rivera has been working at Yarby Farms for almost 4 years. When the owner of the farm was asked about Rivera, he said he used a fake ID to pass a government screening for employment. The farm also admitted to using the wrong verification system when he was screened.
This morning, the woman who shot at an Albuquerque couple on their way to church is likely preparing to begin her sentence behind bars. Miranda Gilbert was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison after firing a shot at a couple who caught her trying to case their home. Then later, she led U.S. Marshals on a chase. In May, Gilbert pled guilty to being a felon with a gun as well as assault on a federal officer. She already had 10 convictions before this case.
On to new details for you. The APD officer from Mayor Tim Keller's security team reassigned following an arrest for domestic violence. According to police, Christopher Romero's wife flagged down officers on Monday night, saying the two had gotten into an argument, that he shoved her, then took her keys out of the ignition. Romero admitted to the accusations. The case against him later dismissed that day. An internal investigation is underway this morning.
Where we are waiting word as to when work will begin on the New Mexico's rail runner system. This all comes after it received $30 million for mandatory safety upgrades. Now, the federal government required the state to include a new safety system designed to stop a train before an accident occurs. Without it, the rail runner would have needed to cut service significantly. This will be installed by the end of 2020. Kristen?
When it comes to today's Metro Threat Index, you'll notice that's at a 6. We've got scattered storms on the way for this afternoon and evening. The flooding threat, the top concern, but also watch those gusty winds kicked out from thunderstorms. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour yesterday. Could see more of the same today.
The story of one Santa Fe woman's impressive accomplishment has her coming out on top in the Leadville 100. It's known as the Race Across the Sky. 700 competitors run 100 miles in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. Crossing the finish line first for the women is Santa Fe's very own Katie Arnold. Now, this was her first time competing in the race, and she finished it in just under 20 hours. She now has a new book coming out about her experience running.
Students in Hobbs petitioning their school for better lunch conditions. Students at Hobbs High School say their lunch period just way too short. They say a new process of scanning IDs is slowing down the lines, so they don't have enough time to eat. The students have come up with 2 options: extend lunch to 40 minutes or allow for off-campus lunch. No word on any possible changes just yet. Kristen.
Now for a check on that commute, not seeing anything major on the maps this morning. Everything clean and green at the hour. Also, a big eye camera looks pretty good at the moment. Of course, I'll keep eyes on that throughout the morning. Crystal?
On to news new at 6. Is your teen always staring at their phone? Well, that's the norm according to the new Pew Research Center survey. More than half of all teens think they use their phones just way too much. A quarter of the more than 700 surveyed reported feeling anxious, lonely, and upset without their devices. I don't even know if I needed this study.
Welcome back. Final check on that day planner before you head out the door. Looking at 70s by lunch today, 85 as a forecast high. Yesterday we only hit 83, so technically a couple degrees warmer, but still looking at some scattered storms and showers on the way for this afternoon. Friday too, some spot storms, but this is actually going to be the dry day for us here in Albuquerque. If we're lucky, it's an isolated storm, but with drier air working in from the north, I'm not expecting a whole lot here in the valley. But the good news is the weekend looks to be a little different. That moisture comes back from the south, and we look to see some spotty to scattered storms return to the Albuquerque area. All right, time now for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5 here. The Doghouse Drive-In on Central now takes credit cards. The iconic restaurant's been out for 70 years, serving up chili dogs, chili burgers, its popular chili cheese fries. Manager Lucille Martinez says a change to accept plastic is a way to hopefully be more convenient for customers.
Also this, number 4, gyms throughout the state will honor the life of 10-year-old Victoria Martins, who was brutally murdered back in 2016. Area CrossFit athletes are asking gyms to come together and celebrate the life of the young girl instead of remembering her tragic ending. And today would have been her 12th birthday. They're hoping this brings the community together.
At number 3, keep the umbrella around. Scattered storms today, more isolated tomorrow, back to spotty for the weekend, and temperatures in the 80s.
Number 2, now police are sending out a warning to anyone going to Mariposa Park near Montaño and Golf Course. Be cautious, they say. A suspicious man was seen lurking in the area recently. Police say they've received reports about a man even trying to lure kids into a car. One woman claims he even tried to go after her. Heather Werder says it happened Sunday morning. Werder says she was at the park with her 2 boys when she noticed a man standing alone across the parking lot. Then a woman came running up to her saying that someone was coming after her.
At number 1, a man shot in northeast Albuquerque is still in the hospital, is listed as critical. Police say the shooting happened around 9:30 last night at the Sandia Vista Apartments. Now, according to police, that shooting then led to a crash, pinning one person under a car. That person's condition is still not known at this time. Meanwhile, the investigation is still underway. We will pass along to you new information as we receive it.